friends, I want to talk to you a little bit about something that was shared with me by one of my former students who's now in middle school. And he wanted me to check out something called the Geoboard, and I did. And I think it's a great tool for creating geometric art. If you're somebody that likes doing spirograph, you'll probably like the Geoboard. It creates a similar kind of design. And so to find the Geoboard, you need to look in your Chrome apps or your Google apps and just type in Geoboard. So you can see the Geoboard is right here, the little icon for it. I've already got it on my computer, but it's free. And so I'm going to click on that, and it's going to take me to the Geoboard program. Okay, so now you can see there's a Geoboard, and it's got some little rubber bands. You can't see the bar along the bottom that tells you what different shapes you can make with the Geoboard. I'm just going to grab this one, and what I want to do is just sort of walk you through some of the things you can do, and then I'd like you to try and explore this program and learn a little bit about it yourself. So you can see that there are different colored rubber bands down here, and what I'm doing is I'm just doing a left click to grab a band and then dragging it up to a little peg, and it'll just attach to another peg. Now to move it from that peg, what you'll need to do is just sort of drag it to the peg where you want it to be. Alright, so I can grab a different color band here and drag it, put it in the same place, and again I'm just left clicking and dragging and then letting go. And so now, did you see what just happened? I clicked on red and that turned red. So if I click on this band again and then go back to orange, I can make it orange again. So I kind of have to make sure those little circles aren't on there. Now I'm going to click on the red and I'm going to drag that band. Okay, so you can create some interesting shapes here and some patterns. Now I'm going to start over. So I'm going to clear that one because I want to make a pattern. So I'm going to come up here and drag this one down here, and I'm just going to make a square. Okay, and again I'm left clicking. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now I know it's going to be a square because I've counted 7 horizontally and 7 vertically. And so it looked like it was going to be a square, but I just wanted to count and make sure that I wasn't making a mistake. Alright, so there's my square. Now I'm going to switch, I think, to red. So to make my pattern, I'm going to, instead of going here, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 over and start there. So now I'm going to grab another red band and put it on here, and again I need to left click, grab that end and drag it. Okay, and this part's pretty simple. I'm just going to take this and bring it over. Now you don't have to do 3, you can do 2 over, you can do 1 over, and it'll give you a different pattern, sort of like when you're using a spirograph and you stick your pencil in a different hole, and then it creates a different pattern. So notice as I grab these bands and keep going to the next one over, you start to see this interesting pattern form. And I'm going to do this next one, and drag it over, and this next one, and drag it over. So ended with that one. Now I'm going to go back to this one, and I'm going to keep going. Or I could leave it like that. That's kind of interesting too. So I could keep going around, and this would sort of create a spiral pattern, but I sort of like how that looks because this is art and we're not doing it as a math problem. You can sort of do different things. I'm going to make a triangle right here, and then I'm going to take this and bring it up here and see how that looks. Alright, so I'm keeping my symmetry, but I'm not continuing that pattern that would spiral around. I'm going to try a different sort of pattern with my orange here. And again, when you get your Geoboard, you can experiment and make whatever. Let's see, I'm going to go back to red, so I need to click off of here so that one doesn't turn red. I'm going to put this here, and then I'm going to go this way and bring that red. That orange is just a bit more interesting. Kind of a fun way to play around with patterns, and it's fairly simple to use if you're just using these rubber bands. So I know some teachers use Geoboards for math and geometry, but like I said, we're just looking at it from an art standpoint, and you can do a lot of different things. So that's just a design. I could continue with that design and add things to it, but I just wanted to share that with you. Now there are some other options. There's some little shapes down here where you can add filling. I just clicked on something that looks like a pencil. And that allows you to draw on that Geoboard. So I have a stylus, and I'm going to just put a little dot there. So if you wanted to free draw on it and not just do those geometric shapes and lines with the rubber bands, that's a possibility, but not something you have to do. Or if you want to make those little shapes have color, I'm just coloring over some of those dots. You could do something like that. So today's activity is to find the Geoboard and try to create a work of art using the Geoboard. So again, you have different options as far as shapes, and I have some examples of designs that I made on the right hand side, but my goal is not for you to copy what I did, it's for you to create your own design. And so again, you can create patterns by counting a few over and then continuing that number of skips or spaces with those rubber bands, or you can just sort of free form create different shapes with the rubber bands, and then move them around if you want. You know, if you don't like how it looks there, that kind of looks like a clock right now, but I'm going to turn it into a triangle. Oops. So have fun with the Geoboard, and feel free to share your pictures with me if you like, or just have fun. See you next time.